Good afternoon, esteemed traders and investors. Today is Thursday, July 2nd. I present to your attention another market review for InstaForex. As always, I'm glad to be here with you today. So your humble, but unfortunately not always far-sighted servant. Your servant continues to generate a fountain of truly profitable trading ideas and their executions, which I still have the absolute and distinct pleasure of publishing on the official pages of InstaForex. And you can take the time to thoroughly familiarize yourself with the extensive and diverse barrage of trading ideas that have successfully come to fruition recently. I honestly think this is directly connected to the warm southern sun, which has revitalized and filled my flabby trader analyst body with the right kind of positive energetic vibes, and has allowed me to generate trading ideas, absolutely without any mistakes. But I think this streak will end sooner or later. But for now, make use of it. Just a quick reminder that according to the official holiday calendar, tomorrow the New York Stock Exchange in the United States will be completely closed for the day. This is because tomorrow marks the celebration of Independence Day. Accordingly, their independence has been celebrated for a long time. I honestly don't know from whom they got it. Maybe from Iran. They have their independence now. But you need to understand that tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. And in theory, tomorrow should be Non-Farm Payrolls Day. However, because they have a holiday, they've moved the non-farm payrolls from Friday to Thursday. Today is Thursday. Great news. So, yesterday saw the preliminary non-farm payrolls. Today, the official numbers will be released. So, we switch to the news calendar, and on Thursday we should see the non-farm payrolls, which will be released at 3:30 p.m. and, in fact, will shake up the US dollar market, which is already quite volatile. As for the trade setups, I won't go through the articles right now. We'll discuss all of that together on the chart. Let's get started. So, in front of you are the gold quotes, which yesterday heroically fulfilled our trading idea for a rise in prices, but with a stop at 2,000, we ended up with 13, about $6.5 to 1. I think that's a decent result. We went through the entire thing quite well. I mean we in the plural, but it was actually pretty straightforward. This is a fairly clear level at $4,097. After a false breakout of the lows, we saw a good long impulse, followed by a pullback into the long breakdown zone. Then we witnessed a powerful three-wave structure, which, as you can see, resulted in a to-the-moon move that added an indecent amount of money to many traders' pockets. Accordingly, at this moment, right before the non-farm payrolls, I don't see any trading ideas here. That is, taking a position in any direction ahead of the non-farm payrolls isn't really the right move. But overall, it would be good if we saw another larger three-wave structure here. That is, we had an impulse, then a pullback, and if we get a third wave, in my opinion, that would be the right scenario. However, the buying zone for the third wave has already been missed. In other words, the Asians have already bought where they needed to because they translate my reviews quite late. So, overall, the structure could turn out this way, and you should be prepared for that.
Looking for real trading advantages? InstaForex offers the lowest spreads and commissions. On major currency pairs, our conditions are better. Lower spreads and only $5 commission instead of $7. That's real savings for every trader. And now, let's get back to the market review.
As for the euro-dollar pair, yesterday I also suggested a trading idea for the instrument to rise. By the way, if you don't believe it and that's the right thing to do, I don't trust anyone myself. The euro moved up from a strong long impulse that happened during Black America. Can you guess on which American news this happened? And for the most patient ones, or for those who know how to set limit orders, they all have the opportunity to enter the market and buy in or open positions with limit orders by utilizing this specific template. And as you can see, it is just a very small, tiny bit, right? I would even say it is just a smidgen, a tiny bit. This is the official analytical term for pips, a term that is affectionately and quite diminutive for the concept of pips. In modern trading, the CME instrument shot up impressively when the stop was hit. Literally, after just 130 pips, it's already bringing in 400. But this, as you understand, do you understand? 3 or 4 to 1 and possibly more. It's just the beginning of the movement, which, in my purely incompetent and of course subjective opinion, should break through the level of, God willing, 14,384 and close the analogs that are strange instruments. Actually, before us is the non-farm payrolls, and this might not even happen, which is why I always set almost opened several trading targets. That is, target 1 is 1 to 1, target 2 is the first target after the breakout of the impulse itself, and target 3 is the range. In fact, all targets depend on your level of holding power, which frankly is something many traders struggle with. Because it's hard to hold on to profit, but it's easy to sit through a drawdown. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for 1.14384. If there are good pullbacks on the long side breakdowns, which are located below, you can also pick up the instrument. With this simple old school trader's method,
I also want to remind you that every InstaForex client automatically receives loss insurance. For every $1 of compensation, only $4 of your friend's investments are required. Just submit a request, and your losses will be recovered. Let's continue with the review.
the British pound, US dollar pair took off like crazy, just unbelievable. So here everything is simple too. We held the long side breakdown, the long is good, and the price went up almost without any pullback. The instrument is steadily rising up from the very ashes where it was originally thrown, and let me remind you, the FOMC officially froze its movement back on that frosty June 17th. Here, the instrument is approaching an extremely critical point, by the way, drawing near to one of its short side breakdowns within a relatively short period of time. Here, we can expect a test and possibly some corrective movements, and the British pound only has about 500 points left to go. As you already know, this guy moves pretty fast, so overall, that's how things are looking right now. Basically, we've gained good momentum. If we keep accelerating before the non-farm payrolls and then the data is released, it looks like a build-up before the news, which could lead to some good corrections. As for the US dollar, Canadian dollar pair, there's clear pressure here. There is significant selling pressure that is currently happening at both last week's lows and this week's lows. A weakening of the dollar could very well hit exactly at these weekly levels. The extremum is here, so you should also stay alert, but I remind you that the 142,400 and 142,464 levels on the yen pair also haven't been broken. It's a very strange situation. We have a range above, but so far there's no range below on the weekly bars. But this one above, of course, is concerning. I don't know, they couldn't reach it, so that must have been intentional for someone. So be careful, auctions here could take out either side. It's better to wait and see who gets taken out first and then act accordingly.
With InstaForex, you can triple your profit. For every $4 of your friend's investments, you automatically get an extra $1 added to your profit, with no extra conditions.
Dollar yen. Finally, the Bank of Japan snapped, took advantage of the local weakening of the dollar and dropped 1.5 grand. Basically, everyone who set up grids for an upward move made an indecent pile of money here. But overall, when you look at it, the idea actually worked out quite well. That is, there's a stretch, a breakout of some key extremes, and the Bank of Japan gets excited as much as it can, anyway. As for technically precise trading, I don't see anything here yet. Yes, yesterday we had a three-wave structure form. So, just like with the euro dollar, where we went up on the weakening of the US dollar, we did the same with the dollar. And here it's clearly going down, which suggests that the idea of weakening was there yesterday, this notable short impulse across all instruments. It showed up on the charts for Bitcoin, gold, and the euro as well. So, accordingly, you just pick the instrument you like best for trading. There's no need to trade all of them at once for a long time. Mitya, you can make a lot of money quickly, but you can also lose a lot in the moment. And as a result, your much suffering $3 deposit might not survive it. At some point, it just might not hold up. Overall, the idea of the weakening of the currency has already passed through here in a big, powerful wave. The banks have done everything they could, driving the rate back below the significant psychological threshold for many people, that is, even lower. Here is the high of 2024, so why get involved here right now? For now, I don't see anything technically compelling or interesting. Let the instrument consolidate for a while, and then we will come up with something together.
We also have a great offer. Fund your account and get a 30% tradable bonus. Trade with additional capital and expand your opportunities with InstaForex.
As for oil, the situation is very interesting. Oil is just plunging into the abyss, and it's doing so in very slow steps. Such slow steps, it's already $67 per W. The price continues to drop, and it is rapidly getting closer and closer. By the way, it has already filled and closed that old oil gap from February and March, and it's getting very close to these precise technical levels, and in my opinion, it should be reaching some kind of climax soon. So it's possible that today, during the non-farm payrolls, the instrument will make some moves, and many will ask, oil, how can oil move during the non-farm payrolls? And that can happen very easily, my friends. Crude oil, unfortunately, continues to be traded in dollars. And here, the market price quotes are written in dollars. Accordingly, if the dollar strengthens, the price of oil will also fluctuate because it is quoted in dollars. And you need to know this and pass it on to your descendants, along with your credit card debts and mortgage as an inheritance. Now, regarding the analysis, if you've done your tests, be sure to pick them up from in vitro. If you haven't done them, be sure to watch this review. In my opinion, the instrument is approaching the climax of its decline. A climax, because there is no good news. I mean, regarding oil, yes, mostly the news isn't very good. In other words, there are significant military strikes, so to speak, and the United States, Iran, and Israel persist in their ongoing maneuvers. And in this regard, I anticipate a very powerful downward impulse that will mark the culmination. After this movement, a long correction will follow. Looking at this from a strictly technical perspective, we should anticipate a price correction starting from this zone, at least up to the immediate level of technical resistance. The technical resistance is at the 80 level. Right now, we are trading at 67. Logically, sooner or later, this wave could happen, and you might miss out on at least half of the movement. The plan is to move from 70 to 80. That's $5, so look for it. Enter with about a $1 stop, take your 5, and leave a like under this video. But for that, you need prerequisites, impulses, or a culmination of the downward movement. So far, there are none. Friends, InstaForex offers a free consultation with a personal trading consultant. Follow the link in the video description, fill out the callback form, and gain access to exclusive offers and special trading conditions, BRT Plus, for risk-free trading. That's all. Trade with InstaForex, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for new reviews.